So I was planning on filming this yesterday, but Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate came out on Tuesday, and if you honestly think I was missing out on the chance to play as Rain Melina for the sake of an IFC Midnight film, you're sadly mistaken.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I think it's going to be a boy.
We've decided that we're moving to Australia.
You're not taking my grandchild.
Kindred, originally titled Corvidae, which is a much cooler title in my opinion, is directed by Joe Marcantonio. It stars Tamara Lawrence and Fiona Shaw, and it tells the story of Charlotte, a recent widow who is carrying the child of her boyfriend, the child that she doesn't want, and how in the wake of her boyfriend's death, she is absolutely smothered by his stepbrother and his mother, confined to their family home for the duration of her pregnancy, and what follows is an intense psychological cat-and-mouse game between Charlotte and Margaret, the family matriarch, who is determined to care for Charlotte and her unborn baby at all costs. I didn't know anything of this movie going into it. I don't think I even watched a trailer. The only reason it was on my radar at all is because I'm a huge fan of Fiona Shaw, and seeing her on the cast list of this movie just made my ears go bing. And now that I've seen it, I can actually say that Kindred is an interesting film to talk about. It's the directorial debut of Joe Marcantonio, and as far as directing goes, it's pretty fantastic. There's a distinct vibe here that comes from both the cinematography and the choice of location, and it harkens back to like old school British folksy horror like Village of the Damned. The score, when utilized, is haunting, and when not utilized is replaced with equally haunting classical music like Clair de Lune and Moonlight Sonata. And it helps create this wonderful, gothic, atmospheric mood that makes the idea of this movie, coupled with its themes of female hysteria, give off really intense yellow wallpaper energy. Both the performances of the leading ladies, Tamara Lawrence and Fiona Shaw, are stellar, and easily the best parts of this movie. From the moment Ben dies, Charlotte's entire life becomes a struggle of what she wants versus what her boyfriend's family thinks is best for her and the baby. And that battle of wills between Charlotte and Margaret ends up being intensely psychologically damaging to Charlotte, who's basically been teetering on the edge of, stability since Ben's death. And Margaret, who was already very controlling toward Ben, is now trying to sink her claws into his unborn child. It speaks to this idea, similar to Swallow, of a woman being caged in a situation where she's being told what's best for her and not being allowed to do what she knows is best for her. But that's where the movie starts falling apart a bit for me, because writing-wise, there isn't enough here to lend to those themes effectively. It's a visually stunning movie, but it's one that doesn't always feel focused, especially when so much of it is just leaning into misery. It's actually quite similar to a few other films I've talked about this year, namely The Dark and the Wicked and The Curse of Audrey Earnshaw, and it's become sort of a running joke at this point, and I call that subgenre misery porn because that's what it feels like. I want to stress that Kindred is better than both of those films in my eyes. It definitely has a better handle on the idea that it's trying to sell, but ultimately it does just feel like 90 minutes of an undeserving woman's suffering. And it all amounts to nothing, because the ending of this movie makes the entirety of what you just watched feel utterly pointless. And it's kind of an anti-Rosemary's Baby of endings. And no amount of quality gothic cinematography can rectify the fact that this movie feels like all build-up and no payoff. I'm gonna say that Kindred is meh. It's directed incredibly, and while it does manage to be an okay art house movie in what it's trying to portray, it fails completely in its writing, ultimately leading up to an ending that feels like a zero-sum, and you're just left wondering whether or not there was even any point to what you just watched. But that being said, I do think Joe Marcantonio has a very, very, very interesting eye, and I want to see what he does next, because from a directing standpoint, this movie is fantastic, and I would love to see more from him. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more, click down there, like, comment, subscribe. There's a Patreon link down in the description if you want to donate to this channel, help us grow, make new, better quality content for you all to enjoy. We'll be doing our first movie night of the month and our first monthly movie watch as a whole, probably starting next weekend. That will be after Thanksgiving, and we'll all just go on Discord and watch a movie together. It'll be a lot of fun. If you want in on that, you can be like any of these cool people right here. Check out my $5 Discord tier, and you can get access to my private Discord server. Chill, enjoy movies with us. It's a really good time. You can also get gifts sent right to your door if you want to give more money than that, but even if you don't, thank you so much for watching anyway, and I will see you all very soon.
There's been too much death in this family.